Welcome to Backstage, the only place to find the inside scoop on everything entertainment at GW. I'm Henry Murillo, and this week I'll be giving a review of 14th grade players' presentation of As You Like It. Then Matt Hellman will join me here in the studio to talk about the GW Vibes, a co-ed a cappella group. But first, Samantha Schnurr will be taking you backstage into Generic Theater Company's production of Speech and Debate, directed by Ariel Warmflash. I'm actually very interested in this production because, well, I'm in it. It also features Nick Harnish, Elise Steingold, and Brianna Wright. Let's see what Sam found out about this dark comedy, music, dance show.
Hi, I'm Samantha Schnurr, and next is your latest sneak peek behind the curtains of GW's newest theatrical production, Speech and Debate, directed by Ariel Warmflash and starring Elise Steingold, Nicholas Harnish, and Backstage GW's very own Henry Murillo. Speech and Debate has a little bit to offer every audience member, from dramatic monologues to witty and unique musical numbers. I can promise that you will enjoy every bit of this inspiring production about three high school misfits and how their lives collide through the school's neglected Speech and Debate program. Now, let's take a look backstage at Speech and Debate.
Well, it's about three high school kids who kind of come together in order to discuss some issues that are plaguing the town and, adolescents in general. And they do it through the speech and debate team, and along the way, they learn things about themselves.
How old are you? 18. I'm scared. Why? You are too young. Says who? The police?
Look, please, just read the rest of it.
What, is this you play?
No, it's real.
How dirty.
It's from an online chat room.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Healy's bi guy.
What?
And Blonde Boy, he's a new student at transfer. Just keep reading.
I think that the most important part of any show is really kind of the strong characters, and especially with a show like this where it's so important that the characters' relationships are strong and the characters are defined. I think that the most emphasis I put on was creating clear, concise, dynamic characters, and I knew that once those were established, that the acting or the relationships and the flow of the play would just kind of come from there. So I put a lot of emphasis on character work and motivations, backgrounds, histories, just kind of knowing the ins and outs of who you're playing. That way you react to things and express yourself in ways that make sense for the character.
Drop your coffee, spill your cup to make me look as... What? Just do it. Look, people our age don't even have these hangers. By the time we're adults, these won't even be issues. I didn't tell you to spill the whole cup.
Solomon is pretty much this kid who is trying to be something he's not, which is a grown adult. He wants to be a famous news reporter. I'm a reporter from the Trojan. I read a post on the website called monoblog.com, and it listed this number. I was hoping I could ask you a few questions.
She is a musical theater nerd. She's really odd and unique, and she's not afraid of expressing herself, and she is just a quirky girl.
Welcome to the first podcast entry of my diary. Updated daily at monoblog.com.
Really fun playing someone who's like has said things that I literally have said in the past.
Well, what's the point?
To take a risk. To get noticed. Look, I'm not going to get cast for my blonde hair or tall frame or cheekbones. I'm going to... Well, actually, I have pretty good cheekbones. I'm ready to be noticed.
Whether you're alone or you have a lot of friends, it's never a bad time to find a new group that you can be friends with and have an experience with that will unite you.
I held it in. Don't you feel awful? headstrong. If I lied in court, but what the heck? I lost my honor, not my neck.
Wow, Mary. This is making me think twice about a talk I was going to have with my parents today.
What kind of talk, Abraham?
Oh, you know, that I love them, but I also love the way that the army men look in and out of their uniforms.
I want people to leave this show having seen themselves in some part of the production, to see themselves in either the flamboyant boy or the queenie or the dramatic girl or the nerdy boy. I want everyone to walk away kind of feeling a little bit like they've experienced something new. I think the message of the show at its heart is really about being able to be yourself and speak up for what you believe in, and it's a lot about a little fish in a big pond, and I think that everyone's felt that way at some point, and I think that if you can walk away with a kind of a better understanding of how these three nobodies or misfits handled it in their situation, I think that you as an audience member can walk away feeling a little bit like your head held high, that you have a new outlook, maybe. I don't know if it's the most uplifting show, but I think you definitely walk away thinking, blackout.
Thanks, Sam, for that great sneak peek. This was a Shakespeare weekend here at GW as the theater department put on their presentation of Merchant of Venice, and 14th grade players performed As You Like It. Last week, director Brittany Dibble allowed me to sit in on the final dress rehearsal, and I had a great time at this updated Shakespeare comedy that was funny and outrageous. Though it had less of the glitz and glamour that the department was able to put into Merchant of Venice, this Shakespearean comedy was just as entertaining and exciting. The story revolved around a woman named Rosalind, who escapes her aunt's court by dressing as a man and fleeing to the forest, where comedy and misunderstandings ensued. This version was updated in the costumes, but stayed true to the original words. The director chose to replace many of the traditionally male characters in power, such as the Duke, with women, which gave the play a sense of female empowerment that was fitting for the story. I thought it was a great choice to include talented cellist Christian Thomas, who played through the scene changes anything from Bad Romance to Brahms' Lullaby to set the tone. Shakespeare can be a challenge, and even though a few of the jokes fell flat, these actors were very capable and very prepared. I especially enjoyed the actors who played multiple roles, such as Poonam Narodam, who was incredibly convincing as the evil Duchess and later did well with a much softer, more innocent character. Her castmate, Elizabeth Knowles, was equally versatile, ranging from vengeful to peaceful and offering guitar accompaniment throughout. Amy Zen was very believable as the lead Rosalind, and I found that she grounded the show, especially when surrounded by such a wacky cast, including the token Shakespearean jester played by Stephen Brady, who was exactly as zany and critical as he should have been. You got the sense Brady is a clown in real life too, except he usually isn't followed around by a remote-controlled goat. I don't think. I can't forget to mention Jimmy Patalano, who was a charming Orlando throughout and performed an extremely well-choreographed fight scene with Ben Pincus. It was a night filled with sexual innuendos and misunderstandings, and no, I'm not talking about your Saturday night, I'm talking about this great 14th grade players production. It may not have had the budget of Merchant of Venice, but it had just as much heart. I'm joined now by Matt Hellman, co-leader of the GW Vibes, a co-ed a cappella group here on campus. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming backstage.
Of course, I'm happy to be here.
So, the GW Vibes, you guys are supposed to be the best-looking group on campus, right?
We are. We are the best-looking group on campus. So.
How do you make sure that all of your members of your a cappella groups live up to your standard?
Well, I mean, anyone who tries out and has an amazing voice, to me, is the best-looking. I don't know. So that's kind of our standard. You know?
Attractiveness and good singing goes together.
Exactly.
That makes sense. I agree.
There's a strong correlation between the two of them.
I agree. You just have to look at Britney Spears to know that's true.
Right. Exactly.
Great singing, great looks.
Right. Exactly.
So tell me about something that the GW Vibes have coming up. Anything exciting?
Yes, we actually have our main winter concert, which is coming up on December 9th. It's currently going to be in the Grand Ballroom in the Marvin Center. So we're looking forward to that. We've got, I think, about 5 pieces that we've been doing that are brand new, and we're really excited about them. in addition to that, we actually tonight are going to be performing in front of the Foggy Bottom Metro.
Oh, cool.
And we're just going to be singing to people as they're kind of doing their evening, trip home. So
you guys aren't going to be pedaling, are you?
No, we're not going to be.
I mean, I would throw $1 in, but
great. Okay.
Honestly,
we may have a hat out, accept donations.
Well, you need to like upkeep the beauty somehow.
Right. Exactly. With some money. Exactly.
So I hear that they have a special nickname for you in the Vibes.
Yes, they call us, me and Mike. Mike Noel is my co-leader, and they call us Papa Vibes. When there's a female in the leader position, it's Mama and Papa Vibes.
Oh, see, that's what I was confused about, because I always hear about Papa Vibes. I don't know if if girls are down for that.
So I mean, in the past 2 years, we've had 2 guy leaders, and so we've been called the Papa Vibes.
Okay, and this is your first year being a co-leader?
This is, yes. So I've been the co-leader since, I guess, the end of last year, so.
And how's this year going compared to last year's? Did you guys have any like ideas that you wanted to like really change the group, or is it like?
Well, yes, we are actually gearing up to do a CD in the spring, I think, which will be a lot of fun, before some of the seniors graduate, so we're looking forward to that. In addition to that, I think we're going to try and do a trip either to New York or to some other city to perform with some other a cappella groups. So that's something that we didn't do last year, which I think that we're all looking forward to doing this year. So.
Well, I think that you guys, because I've seen you guys and you're great. I love you guys, especially when you're singing lead. Gotta say, I love it. But have you guys gone to any of those like auditions for, what is it called, the sing off? Or any of those reality shows?
Right. We actually have not. There's also some like national or like regional a cappella competitions, which we've thought about doing. I think it was just more of a matter of getting the funds together to do that. So.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I want to see you guys on TV
Great.
soon. Well,
thank you.
You'll already be on TV.
Yeah.
So I hear, Matt, that you have a really cool job over down the street with my girl Hillary, down at the Department of State.
I do.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm kind of all dressed up today, but
That wasn't for me.
Sorry. But I work on the China desk as an economic officer, so I do economic policy with various officers on the China desk. So there's maybe about 25 of us on the desk. So.
Wow, and I can just imagine you singing about China around the State Department.
Well, actually, it's interesting. A lot of the Chinese officials do, when they come for events, we always do have kind of some performance, because they always do highly regard having musicians perform. So I've actually been trying to get the Vibes to potentially perform for some event that we have. So
nice.
Hopefully that will end up happening. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So is there any release date for this CD that we can look out for?
We actually don't have one right now, but if you go online to iTunes, you can look us up, and we have our last CD, which was made about 2 years ago.
Oh.
And it's called Phobo Soul.
Oh, okay.
So you can just download that, and a lot of the people who are in the group now are actually were on that CD. So.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Good. I was wondering if it was just like old people we don't care about.
Right. No, absolutely. It's a lot of us are singing on it. So, but and actually we're singing a lot of the same songs that we sang from then and we're doing now.
So how do you guys choose your songs? Do you have somebody that teaches it to you, or is it just like a group effort?
Well, we actually, it's a group effort. We have kind of the first rehearsal of every semester. We all get to choose 2 songs that we play for the group, and everyone listens and writes down their favorite options. And then we all vote on it, which is kind of a fun evening. And usually I like cram everybody into our dorm room, and we have drinks and like coffee and tea. And we just kind of have a good time just listening to music and choosing our options. And then we actually set up teams to arrange the music, and then we teach it to each other, and we have a good time doing that as well. So yeah, we usually choose about 5 songs every semester.
Well, I'm excited to see you guys perform again. I will be getting the CD, hopefully a free copy.
Yes,
of
of
the
course.
CD.
I will make
And-
sure that you get one.
Thank you, Papa Vibe, for
Yes,
showing up.
of course.
You guys can catch Matt Hellman and the Vibes at their next performance at the Foggy Bottom Metro tonight, right? Wednesday
Correct.
night.
Yep. Sounds
Awesome.
good. And make sure you come to our concert on December 9th.
That's right.
Marvin Center.
Don't want to miss it.
Great.
Thank you for joining me, Matt. And thank you all for joining me, too. Remember, you can catch us on Channel 61 on campus and online on our YouTube channel, Backstage GW. Also, go ahead and tweet me at Henry Murillo or at Backstage GW. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time, Backstage.